Hey everybody, Rory MacDonald from MacDon and Associates. I wanted to jump on here and create a video for you guys, one that I have not created yet. And that is, I just haven't gotten around to it. It hasn't really been a priority for me. No one's been expecting me of doing this, which is something that I've experienced in the past. We'll get into that in a minute. But this video is dedicated to the reasoning why I decided to make a switch from where I was previously over to EXP Realty. I have not created a video yet specifically laying out those reasons, and so I thought I would do that for you all. So there are 3 reasons why I decided to make the switch over to EXP Realty. For some of you who don't know, I am a licensed broker here in the state. So reality is I have the ability to go out and have my own brokerage completely, have agents work directly for me, and not be associated with some of these other big box name brokerages like that exist around Macomb County, Oakland County, and here in Metro Detroit. But I have chosen to go with EXP Realty. And the reason for this is I'm going to lay out in 3 quick little reasons for you. The first one that I is probably the most important one for me revolves around growth. For those of you who know me, I'm always thinking growing. I'm always thinking bigger. I'm always trying to get better in this world and really just growing my network, growing my income streams, growing people who I want to interact with, helping other people grow. That's where I come from, and that's what I'm all about. And in previous situations, in previous brokerages that I've been a part of, and ones that I sat down with and I interviewed them, which if you're a real estate agent out there who's thinking about making a move, they are not interviewing you, you are interviewing them. You are the one who brings the income for said brokerage, not the other way around. And so as I was sitting down and I was talking to some of these other brokerages, one of the things that I noticed is all of them are super focused on growth, and the way that they define growth is by supporting their agents. And everybody has a different idea of what support means. It means, you know, we have folders for you. Support could mean our broker is here 24/7 and constantly available to answer your questions. Everybody has a different idea of what growth is. And the one that lined up with me the most was EXP, because their idea of growth is taking you from where you're at right now and having you exponentially grow your business. And I know some of you are thinking, well, you're talking about recruiting. That's what EXP is all about. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I am talking about is taking your business where it's at right now and increasing it so that you are able to help more families when it comes to buying and selling real estate here in Metro Detroit. To give you quick numbers on how I experienced this, I came to EXP in previous years. I was about an $8 million producer, selling anywhere from 35 to 40 homes, all on my own. That was what I was doing. I loved it. It was awesome. But I wanted to do more, not necessarily for the income side of things. That's a byproduct of helping people. I wanted to help more people. And so as a means of trying to do that, I transitioned over to EXP. And I went from an $8 million producer selling 35 to 40 homes to a $14 million producer selling 50 to 60 homes in just 12 months. In the midst of that, this is not when the market was crazy good. This is when the market was slowing down. And I saw that type of growth over the course of 12 months. And the reason why, I've narrowed it down to really 3 reasons revolving around this, and one of them is support. And so to explain to you guys what I mean by support, what I mean by support is there are other agents that are producing 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars that I consistently have access to, not just here in Metro Detroit too. That's the other thing that I've noticed is previous brokerages that I've worked with and sat down with, they're only limited to the people within their little network that is within that office or sister offices that are around the corner. EXP, because we are so virtual, everybody in Michigan is a part of one brokerage. It's not like the Metro here and the Platinum there, or the East Side here and the West Side there brokerage. No, we are all one brokerage. We are all one family. And in so, we're constantly helping each other grow when it comes to selling more homes. So talking to people, not just here in Metro Detroit, but people who are in Ohio, California, Chicago. One of my people who I've learned a ton from is a guy by the name of Dan Beer. He's the #1 luxury real estate agent in the United States, not Michigan, not as a builder, not as anything other than he is the number one luxury real estate agent in the United States. And so to be able to lean on people like that is an absolute blessing and something that I'm very thankful for. The other piece is technology. People talk about technology like it's the greatest thing in the world, and it is. It is really good. However, how is that technology removing you and your time spent on having to manage said technology? Here's what I mean by that. In your CRM right now, does it just remind you that you need to send a text message, or is it possible to have that automated so that you don't have to think about it anymore? Well, the system that we have, KV Core, and I know that there's other CRMs out there, so this is not like a huge piece to it, but the big thing with KV Core is not only is it that they provide that service to us, but they provide training around it. They provide going really in depth as to what you can do with it and how you can generate more leads and not have to lean on your broker in order to produce those leads. That's a huge piece for me. And then the last one, and this has to do with both support and technology, it revolves around freedom. I want to be left alone from every broker that exists, a part of the company. I want to be able to do my own thing, and I want to be able to do it on my time. I have 3 kids. I like spending time with them. I don't want to have to travel and go to a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning because you just felt like putting a meeting on that day to touch base with everybody. And it ends up being a giant waste of time. It could have been an email, and no one wants to be at that. And so what they do is they make these meetings virtual meetings. Now, I know you guys have probably heard with EXP, we've got the cloud, we've got the EXP world. I'm not a huge proponent of constantly being on there. Quite honestly, I think being in meetings on a consistent basis is a little bit of a waste of time. And so I avoid that. With that being said, when there is a meeting that I want to be a part of and I reach out to and I go to, it's virtual. I do it in my living room. I'm sitting in my underwear or in shorts watching TV with my kids with the speaker muted, and I'm able to walk into the meeting, hear what's going on, and leave when I'm ready to go. That is the huge piece, a huge piece to me at least, when it comes to technology, that has given me freedom to spend more time with my family, spend more time with my kids, and spend more time doing the productive things that actually make me money in real estate. And that is talking with people face to face, not other real estate agents, which has been huge. Second reason, so that's all one reason, is all revolving around growth. That's my biggest piece right there. The second reason revolves around them rewarding me for my success. Previous place that I was at, I went from an agent not knowing what a purchase agreement was, being part-time, transitioning in a short time, probably about 2, maybe 3 years, to an agent who was at the top of the company. I was at a minimum top 3, potentially top 2, but I was also the youngest. I was surrounded by people who were in the business for 25 years, who were super connected with builders around the state. And they're both, all of them, everybody there is an amazing agent. But I was able to go from knowing absolutely nothing to top 3 in the company in a very, very short period of time. And for all that work, for working my tail off and making, putting time aside and focusing it on real estate, my reward and the thing that the company, this isn't an expectation. There's not this expectation that the company should give you more. That's not what I'm saying here. But here's what was given to me. Hey, thank you so much for all your hard work. We're very happy of the success that you've had. Here's a plastic trophy. And thank you so much for the plastic trophy. Again, it's not an expectation that I should get more for that, but I mean, heck, it would be nice, right? One of the things that I learned before transitioning over to EXP is they have a reward program for you producing more when it comes to selling homes. I know most of your, like I said, a lot of EXP revolves around the recruiting side of things, which I do not do a ton of. I stay away from it. I want to sell houses and I want to take care of my clients and I want to take care of more of them. That's what I'm about. And so as a means of me focusing on that strictly, they reward me when I become what's called an icon agent. When you cap here at EXP, which for those of you who are curious, we usually hit our cap. It's a $16,000 cap. And once you hit it, you're right around like 1.7 maybe when you actually cap. And then after you cap, after you do another 20 transactions, give or take, after that, the company rewards you back in stock in the company. That stock is $8,000 worth of stock. It vests after 3 years. You can't like take it out right away and then you have stock. But they're giving me ownership in this company. Why would I not take that? Who would turn that down? Just because I'm producing and I'm selling houses and I'm taking care of people, I'm going to take advantage of that and I'm going to do that. So that's one of the big things. They're rewarding me for my success, and they're rewarding me for helping people and showing up to the big meetings. There's 2 meetings that take place throughout the United States, and every year these happen. One is a shareholder meeting, and the other one is EXP Con. One is in Florida. I think the other one's in Las Vegas. They move it around all over the place. I haven't been yet, but me being an Icon agent and showing up to those events, they reimburse you up to, I think it's $4,000 total for the year, $2,000 per event, just for showing up to that stuff, because they want their producers there. They want their people who are taking time out of their day and growing their business to be at those events. And so as a means of thanking them for being there, they reward them by reimbursing them for majority of their trip. It's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool thing that they do. And then the last thing that they do is, I know some of you who might be listening to this, I don't know who actually listens to my podcast, but for some of you who actually listen to this, I know the people that I surround myself have a tendency to want to see other people grow and other people succeed, which is great. It's awesome. It's oftentimes a thankless thing. Not here, which is another reason why I was so passionate about moving over to EXP, is as you're helping people grow, as you're giving your resources and how you accomplished the very thing that you're being rewarded for, they are giving you stock back in the company. That's like another $4,000 or something like that. So all that being said, number 1 reason, growth. Number 2 reason, they are rewarding me for my success more than just, the fake plastic trophy. They're giving me ownership in the company. And the last reason why I decided to make the move over to EXP is versus every other brokerage is because I set my own expectations. There's not a requirement that I have to recruit a certain number of people in order to hit certain goals and or in order to receive certain compensation from the company. That's how it was previously for me, is I had to cap, I had to sell a certain number of homes after I cap, and then I had to recruit a certain number of people in order for me to then get my cap back. And I just was like, this is darn near impossible for anybody to do. Why would I even bother trying this? I'm going to put my head down, leave me alone. I'm going to do my own thing. I had to use a certain title company. I had to use an in-house title company. For a short period of time, I had to use a certain mortgage company. Had to do certain things within the company and be around. And on top of that, every time that somebody would succeed, there was a video made of you of how well you're doing, and the company taking responsibility for that. And in some ways, hey, it's rightfully so. It makes sense. But there's also a sense of like, you're creating this expectation that I need to do certain things in order to make the company look good. I'm building my own brand. That sign right there is mine. I can take that sign and I can move over to any other brokerage or make it its own brokerage at any moment of the day. And so the brokerage where I hang that sign with, they need to care about what I want to do with my business. And at EXP, that's what I felt they were willing to let me do. So they leave me alone for the most part. I do my own thing, and I kind of check in and out as I want to. I don't need to show up to certain meetings. I don't need to be present at certain things. I can focus on selling homes, being with the community that I want to be in, and be a part of the branches and the resources that exist within EXP as I see fit or as I want to. That's the last reason. So to break all this down for you guys, 3 reasons why Rory MacDonald, MacDonald Associates decided to make the move over to EXP. Growth. They're more focused on growth, selling homes growth, than any other company that I've experienced. I've sat down with just about every single one of them here in Metro Detroit. Second reason, they reward me for my success. If you want to hear more about that and how specifically they do it, I kind of went in depth with it on this video, but happy to go more in depth with it with you to see what you would potentially be receiving for your successes here within the company. And then the last one is I set my own expectations. People leave me alone. I get to do whatever it is that I want and focus on selling homes the way that I want to sell them. And I'm not required to be recruiting people or building somebody else's brand in the process. So those are the 3 reasons why I decided to make the switch over to EXP. Thanks for checking out this video. You guys have a blessed day. See ya.